Hari Om. Namaskar. Welcome to you all in this evening satsanga session. So, as it is already announced now, every day I'll be live here on Book My Yoga at 5 p.m. And today's topic, which we are going to discuss, is Sanyama. This pause before Sanyama itself is a Sanyama. Sanyama is a word in Sanskrit which means control. In Hindi, we call it Niyantrana. So we have to see like how is it important in our day-to-day life? What is the contribution of this particular aspect of life in our daily practice, in our day-to-day behavior? Well, so we need to understand first, why is it required? First thing first. And before even that, why it is required, we need to understand what it is actually. What is exactly the Sanyama means? Then, why it is required to be implemented in our daily life. Third is it really important to be Sanyamit, to be controlled, to be Niyantrit? Is it really required? What happens if we are controlled, if we are Sanyamit, if we are Niyantrit? Alright? And what does happen if we do not follow, or if we do not have this aspect in our life? So now, let's put it one by one. So let us understand first the importance, basically what it is. Before we understand this, Sanyama, we should understand this two important aspects of life normally, which are really important to be discussed before we get into the discussion about the Sanyama. There are two terminologies in Hindi as well as in Sanskritam as well. So, first is Upayoga and another is Upabhoga. Upayoga means the utility, the use. Upabhoga means extravagancy, like overutilization of any certain thing, overuse, or in certain cases, misuse. All right. So, if you have learned the art of utilizing things in life only which is required, only as much as required, only when required, only if required at all, and not to overuse, not to overuse, not to overindulge, not to be over hungry for things, not overvouching on things. All right. If we have inculcated this aspects, Sayama will be easy to understand, to implement, and to be benefited by its implementation in daily life. It is going to be really helpful to make the life better, healthier, and happier, not just in physical, mental, or there's certain aspects only, but in all aspects, in all possible dimensions of life. It is going to help you. All right. So we are done with this understanding about the basic understanding actually about Upayoga and Upabhoga. All right. It is as simple as that. If you become a person who uses things as per needs and not overutilize, all right, doesn't overutilize. So by default, the life will become happier, the life will become Sanjamat. All right. So the implementation of Sanyama will start happening by default. Okay. So now understand the next aspect, which is our today's topic, and that is Sanyama. So as I put the question in the beginning, that we will be understanding what it is. All right. Why is it required? Why is it important? Etc. Etc. So as I said, first we will be understanding what, then why important. So we are coming to the first thing now. Okay. What is Sanyama? Okay. So it has two meanings. First, the general understanding about Sanyama is the first general understanding about Sanyama is the word meaning of it, which means Niyantran in Hindi, control in English. All right. So, and the another deeper meaning we need to understand that it has been constructed out of two words. If we do the Sandhi Vachhed, which means like if we break the word, then it is the sum basically plus yam. So understand that this Sandhi Vachhed is not the grammar aspect of this word. Rather, I'm talking about the generalized combination of letters and their attributes. All right. Yama, first we will understand, then we will understand some. In yogic context, yamas are certain things which we need to implement in our life, which is like, as we understand it as yama, niyama, like that. So yamas are 5 attributes, all right, which are like to be followed in every daily life, okay, which we commonly know it as do's. Niyamas are, also comes under this. So yama and niyamas are mutually correlated. and we will be discussing this yama and niyama in tomorrow's topic. So just to put in your knowledge that it is two, it is the combination of two words, which is sum. Sum means barabar. It means equal, which simply means as much as needed, not more, not less. It must be only needful. Fine. Now, hope you're clear with this about the Sayama part. Okay. Please identify me. I met at M's. Okay. Hariom Rahulji. Yes, I remember you. We met at M's. Thank you. And Krishna Pandaji. Thank you. Thank you. Hariom. Namaskaram. So now we are coming on this, understanding the second question. As I had said, first we will understand what it is. So what it is, basically, in nutshell, in crux, in short, Sayama means niyantran or control. Now, why is it important to have this aspect in life? Why is it important? Let's understand this with certain simple examples. All right. So, for example, let us take it like this. You are a person who has hunger of, let's say, 2 to 3 chapatis. All right, which is absolutely fine. So up till 3, that is what is your hunger actually. You are fed. Now you are done with. You should be moving out. All right, you should be finishing with the food part. But now, since you are at some special friend's guest, or maybe you're hosting some party, so your friends, your colleagues, or your that special friend is forcing you, oh please go for one more. It happens usually, isn't it? It happens. So in this case, what happens? You tend to have the next chapati as well. And let's say someone more special comes in right instantly there, and they force you. Fine. Again, that as well you ate up. You know, you ate 2 extra chapatis, which is almost like equal to your full amount of hunger. All right. So now you can look at the situation. Why is it important to have the control? What kind of damage is it gonna cause if you do not have this control in life? Okay. It is not just about the food. This is just an example I given you. It is about everything we do in life. Whether we eat, whether we sleep, whether we talk, whether we walk, whether we excrete, whether we urinate, do whatever activities you want. Whatever we do, it implements and it is applicable to all those activities we perform in everyday life. Okay. So now you must understand this important thing. As I said, why it is important to, have this control. So you got this. Now understand, what if you do not have this control? Fine. What if you do not have? Let's say you will say, no, I don't believe in all this. What is there to control? Live the life the way it comes. Do not ignore things on the way which is coming. But it's not like that. Understand why it is important, I said. What will happen if you do not control? Understand it. With the same example of the food which we had just right now. So let's say You ate up two extra chapatis. Your hunger was of three chapatis. You ate up two extra, which made five in total. Okay. Now, the burden on the entire digestive system because of these two extra chapatis is really heavier. It has to work more to digest the food. It has to struggle, in fact, actually. You know, it has to struggle. With it has to struggle. Remember that. And it will lead to n number of digestive issues like gastritis, acidity, indigestion, you know, uh, much more in this series, you know, bloatation and whatnot. All kinds of issues it will cause, which will further lead to physical illness, which will further lead to mental imbalance. All right. So you cannot, ignore the importance of this aspect in life, that yes, control is required. All right. Just imagine, I'm relating all these examples mostly today with food because in right now this on the, ongoing scenario of global pandemic, global corona pandemic, we all are living, you know, in atmosphere of home quarantine. So in such a situation, what happens? We are physically less active. Fine, if few people are practicing yoga, few people are doing some physical exercises, which is absolutely fine, but not most of the people. All right, but still, whether you're doing or not doesn't matter, which is okay. If you're doing, it's wonderful. If you're not doing, you should do it. All right, you're not given a waiver. You should do it. It's a healthy idea. So understand. I'm correlating again with the food example. Like, as I said, let's say, for example, you are a person who drinks milk every day at bedtime, a hot glass of milk, added with turmeric powder, added with a little jaggery. Fine, perfect. And you have the, urge and capacity as well. You have the urge also for one glass. Your capacity is also of one glass only. Okay. You are happy with that. Life is running perfect. Just imagine, by force, you are fed two extra glasses, or even just one glass, or maybe half even. Maybe half you can handle, you can adjust. Let's say you're fed one extra or two extra glasses, which means in total 3 glasses of hot milk. All right. Can you imagine your situation now? Generally, you have one glass every day, and today you had 3 glasses. Do you really think it's not gonna create imbalance in the life? It's not gonna make you disturbed. It's not gonna make you feel really uncomfortable. Do you think after drinking that much, after drinking that much amount of, you know, uh, milk, will you be really comfortable? Just imagine. You'll be howling with, discomfort, which will cause you. All right. So, understand, it is important to be controlled now. This imbalance is not just at physical level, again, I remind you, because this we just spoken about the food. So it seems like, okay, fine, physically I'll be uncomfortable, but it's not like that. What if you correlate it with the money part, which is currently the entire globe is facing, which we call it as financial crisis or the economic slowdown In few countries it's already a situation of recession. India is still in a case of slowdown, but not the recession. That's different things. Anyhow, that's not our topic of discussion. However, that may be cleared later on. The difference between the slowdown of economy and the recession. That's two different. It, the two different topics actually, two different matters actually. It appears very similar, but it's not like that. Anyhow, so coming back to the example of correlating it with the money. Let's say, for example, in today's scenario and this current ongoing global pandemic, everyone is locked at the home. Fine, including me, you, and everyone. Oh, don't ask. Am I sitting in a park? Yes, it's a nearby park just along with my home. Okay, and it's completely like a quarantine place only. No one comes here. I've taken a special permission to sit here so that I can interact with you uninterrupted. All right, coming out of the home atmosphere a little. Well, so connecting it with this financial thing and understanding how it creates imbalance in life. Let's say, for example, you have certain amount of rupees which you have saved for your future in your accounts, and currently you are managing the entire house, the entire daily expenses through that saved money only. All right, just imagine, due to certain reason, if at all this lockdown increases, how will you manage? Do you have any idea how will you manage this? This is going to be very very difficult, very very difficult. Okay, so don't you think it is really important to have the control on the expenditure in daily life right now, at least? And if you have learned this art right now during this situation of controlling and managing your finances, believe me, you'll learn a great measure lesson in life to manage the finances forever and ever. All right. And in this context only, I'll change the direction because of the air disturbing me to speak. All right. So, you can see suddenly one thing, this sky. All right. It's so clear, isn't so? This is also one of the benefits of this lockdown time. No one is moving, everyone is settled back. So, nature is actually teaching us to be self controlled. It is a great lesson by the nature and a great training by the nature to respect it. It is seeking a respect. See, it's very simple. In daily life, we use mobile phone, watches, so many appliances, car, this, that, a number of things. Almost everything we use in our daily life, don't we care about? We do, right? We do care about each and every single thing we use, except this very life and this very body, which is miserable. Don't you think we should be thinking of this? Don't you think we should be thinking about this too? About this very life and about this very body, which is the medium to accomplish accomplish all the things which you are doing, all the activities you are doing. All right, major or minor, whatever it is. All right. So I was saying, connecting back to that, First thing we discussed, what is Sayama? I am reminding you. Second, we discussed, why is it really important to have in our life? Third, which we are right now discussing through the example of this 3 glasses of milk, what happens if we do not have this in life? What happens? Will it really cause any imbalance? Will it really cause any trouble? Yes, it will. You need to understand it will. It will because your capacity is of 1 glass and you're drinking 3 glasses of milk. Will you be comfortable? It's out of the capacity of this stomach. It's out of the capacity of your body to digest. You know, it's out of the capacity of your entire physical system to handle the pressure which is being exerted by this excessive consumption of food. Similarly, when anything is being used, in fact, overused by you in your life, makes you 100% sure that it is going to cause misery and trouble and only trouble in your life. And that's the reason. And that's the reason I am saying, yes, it is really important. It is really important to have control in life. All right? Yes. Just imagine a little varied example. You love clothing, right? You love clothing. You love buying new clothes almost every week. Or whenever you get free time, you go for shopping and you purchase, right? Let's take me for example. I'm wearing one kurta, one janev, and one this angavastram. Alright? Now just imagine the same person sitting before you wears 3 kurtas, one after another. Alright? Wear a number of malas, wear some 3-4 pairs of yagyopavit, this janev, 3-4 this angavastram. How it will look like? Can you imagine? That's the overuse and misuse of things. That is what I'm trying to make you understand. That yes, it is really important to have the control in life about each and every aspects. You know, the founder of Akhil Vishwa Gayatri Parivar, the Pandit Suram Sarma Acharya Puja Gurudev, you know, says a very important thing about the management of life, out of which we are discussing one today only. One by one, we'll keep discussing more. He says there are 4 pillars of successful life. And what are those four pillars? He says, you know, sadhana, sanyam, seva, swadhyaya. All right. So we'll keep discussing all of them later. Remaining all of them. Today we are already discussing sanyam. So understand how it makes your life successful. All right. During this global pandemic, corona, everyone we have learned one very important thing. Of course, because of it is implemented by force by the nature. Otherwise, we were not the people to learn it by default. But now we have learned it by default. What we have learned is how to manage the life. How to manage the life in minimum required things. Why minimum required, I'm saying? Because most of the items, most of the things, the materials maybe you would be in need, all right, are not being purchased right now, are not being sold right now, are not available right now, or it's not open, you know, the access is not open to things. But still, the life is running. Probably it is running easier, better, and lighter with less of efforts, with less of requirements, and with more of happiness, more of contentment, less of staying busy, much relaxed, getting so much time to reflect upon, getting so much time to self introspect, all right? Getting so much time to connect with your dear ones, your family, your friends, and everyone around, all right? So now, this is the reason I was saying that yes, Sanyama is important, okay? And I said already what will happen if we do not control, okay? Now, we'll be understanding how to be implemented in daily life, how this Sayama can be inculcated by you in the daily practice. Yes, it's a important question. Why? Because there are people, you know, those who are really wanting to bring this change in their daily life. They want it to be implemented, you know. They are wanting actually that, okay, fine, I want Acharji, I will change. I'm wanting to change it. Tell me, how do I do? Understand the helplessness of the person. Fine. What is the helplessness I'm talking about? I'm talking about he is a person who knows actually that Sayama is important, okay? But still, knowing this, he is unable to follow. Fine. Unable to implement, unable to bring that in his daily life application, okay? So, what is the way out? How can we do that? Yes, there is a way out. Fine. Before we come to that way out, you need to understand one thing which is very important, because few of you would be surprising how foolish is that. The person is knowing, the person is knowing that it is important to implement, and he is wanting to implement, still why he is unable to implement it, and how he is unable to, you know, bring into practice. Does it really happen like this? I want to do, I know how to do, but still I am unable to do. Yes, it happens because you are still missing one thing. What you are missing? Your scooter is there before you. You know how to, you know, tune certain screw there, and you know with what it can be done, but still you are unable to do, because for everything we do, there is a medium required. Whatever we do, there is a medium required. Right now I am live, speaking to you, interacting with you, because there is a medium There is the connectivity of internet, there is a cell phone, or there is a system, there is a headset, and number of things are there, okay, which are supporting this activity to happen. All right. Now, as I said, that for every and any activity we do, there is a medium required. Similarly, about whom you laughed, oh man, he knows that it is really important to have control in life. He knows how to bring it, but still he is unable to make it. Yes, because he is missing the tool. And I'll tell you the tool. It's very simple. Tool is something called awareness. What is that? Awareness. Yes. Awareness is very much important. If you are aware of the activity, whatever you are doing, almost all the activities, whatever you are doing, fine, you could be able to observe and understand what are the things, what are the activities you are supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. Fine. But this will happen only if you are alert and aware about things. Fine. If you're simply careless and doing, obviously you will mess up. There's no point being safe. You will never be safe, of course. Being careless will lead to imbalance and, you know, accidents happening. All right. So, the tool to inculcate and implement and bring into practice this, you know, control, the niyama, the sanyama or the niyantran is awareness. All right. So, you must be very, very careful about things which you do. Now, again, okay, fine, I got that. I have to be careful. Okay, I got it. I have to be careful. I have to be all aware which I am doing. Will I be still able to do it? Will I be able to, you know, get it done? Will I be able to implement Sayama in my life? Yes, don't worry. By default, it will happen. Now, again, you have a question. I know even how to be, this Sayami. I mean, how to be the, uh, aware person. How do I inculcate that awareness really in daily activity? That's again, question. Fine. You need not to do something, rocket science kind of things. It's very simple. It's really very simple. Understand it. Do whatever you are whatever activities you are doing. All right. Just you should be paying your attention there, and paying your attention connects to certain attributes. Like, for example, start, you know, questioning yourself. Learn this art of questioning yourself. Very simple thing is, first and foremost, why am I supposed to do this? Why shall I do this? Let's say, for example, when you are hungry, you run for the food, right? You ask for the food. So, whenever you are hungry, you ask for the food and you get it. Perfect. Now, what happens? You're okay. So, there is an obvious reason why you went for the food, because you were hungry. So it happened by default, you need not to question. But for example, for certain things which you are feeling like, okay, fine, I should do here. Okay, fine. What you should do is clear to you. But why should you do? Did you question yourself? No. Start questioning from today. Start questioning from today. And meet me tomorrow in this session, okay? Satsanga with Acharya Shri on Book My Yoga Page every day at 5 p.m. So I'm leaving with the question today that you have to start questioning and tell me in this next 24 hours what have you questioned. You can comment here or you may connect to the you know portal. All right. For today, Hari Om Tat Sat, Om Shanti.